Hey, what's up guys, Zeshin here, back again with Weekly Gaming News episode 7. This is not a 7, what am I doing with my hand? Anyway, so I said there wasn't going to be a Weekly Gaming News this week, but I changed my mind, and I decided instead of making episode 6 two parts, I'll just make episode 6 and 7 both dedicated to E3. So you might have noticed, I don't know if you can notice or not, but I'm back using my webcam today. That's because this camera, one, it's not mine, it's my sister's. And two, it's annoying to use because, one, when I actually get the footage from the camera onto my computer, when it's in my Vegas, because it's my piece of crap computer, it doesn't really play back properly. It plays out fine when rendered, but it doesn't when it's played back properly. Two, it's really hard to set up a shot and get it in focus and everything when you can't actually see the screen because there's no, like, second screen to look at while you're filming and everything. You can hook up a mini HDMI, but I don't have one of those. And three, you can only record 10 minutes at a time. So I'd have to keep track of how long I was recording and stop and restart. So that was annoying. Another thing is, I'm going to go through some more of E3, maybe the rest to see how fast it goes. But I already talked about Bethesda in a different video, but then I looked back and the entire thing was out of focus. Like I said, this camera is annoying to use even though it's way better image-wise. So anyway, I'm just going to go over maybe the rest. Maybe I'll have to do a third video, I'm not sure. I'll try to get through this quick as possible just so it's not too long. So yeah, I'm going to start with Bethesda because that was the next conference in the list. First thing they showed off was Rage 2. They actually started off the press conference with a really weird live performance, but I don't even know what the name of the band or artist was. It was kind of cool, but like I don't really like live performances at E3. I want to see the games, not watch music. I'll watch music on my own time, thank you very much. But the game looks kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Borderlands a bit, and I'm actually pretty interested, and I'll probably pick this game up when it comes out next year. They talked a little bit about Elder Scrolls Legends, which is that card game for the PC and mobile, and it's coming to console, which is cool for people who care, but I don't care about the Elder Scrolls or online card games, so this is not for me. They announced more DLC for ESO, or Elder Scrolls Online. I don't care because I don't like the Elder Scrolls or MMOs, so not for me. They announced a new Doom, and it's called Doom Eternal, and it's a sequel to Doom 2016, I assume anyway. And if it's anything like that one, it should be really fun. I recently bought Doom 2016, and I played maybe half of it so far, and I like it. It's just kind of difficult, even though I'm not playing on like the hardest difficulty. I don't know, but it's fun. It's about Quake Champions. It's like a Overwatch style game. I don't care about it, but for people who do, that's cool for those people. Lots of new DLC and modes for Prey, which is a game that looked interesting, but I'm not really into scary stuff, so I wasn't that interested in it. But it's the DLC seems pretty cool. One's pretty much like a roguelike where it changes every time you play, which is cool. Wolfenstein 2 DLC, or like a standalone DLC pack, like kind of like the Old Blood, I think it was, for the New Order. And I guess you play as BJ Blazkowicz's daughters, and not sure what. And it's set in the 1980s in Paris, so that's cool. Still haven't played Wolfenstein 2. Never beat the first Wolfenstein either, or the New Order rather. It's not the first one, but in this new series of Wolfenstein, I like the gameplay. I never beat it. Speaking of Wolfenstein, both Wolfenstein and Prey are getting VR modes or games. I think they're just standalone games or experiences, and they seem pretty cool. I guess the Wolfenstein one, you're like a hacker trying to take over Nazi robots. Pretty cool. And the Prey one is kind of like a puzzle game, which again seems cool. Maybe I'll play them if I ever get a VR headset. They talk a lot about Fallout 76, and they said it's always online, but you can play by yourself. But I wonder if that means you can play by yourself, like just by ignoring everybody, or just having it so you're just not online at all. I hope that it's just you can set it so you're not online at all, because I really don't like online games like that unless I'm specifically playing with certain like friends that I know and we set it up to play. But I don't know, I have to see, but I'll try to play it. I mean, I like Fallout 4, and yeah, I don't know, I'll maybe check it out. Maybe not at launch, but I'll check it out eventually, maybe. But other than that, the game looks cool, and I like the concept that they're going for. It's like the first vault that opened up, and it seems like a pretty interesting game, but we'll have to see when the time comes if I play it or not. They announced a new Elder Scrolls mobile game called Elder Scrolls Blades, and it's like a full-fledged Elder Scrolls game on mobile. And it looks pretty impressive for what it is, that you can play it in both portrait and landscape, and that's pretty cool. It looks very cool for a mobile game, and I think that they're trying to get to other platforms like Switch and PS4 and PC maybe as well. But again, I'm not really an Elder Scrolls fan, so but maybe I'll check it out. I'm sure it's a game you have to pay for, though, because this is like a massive game, and it's really impressive for a mobile game. Next, they officially revealed Starfield, which is a game that's been rumored, and I don't know if it was like a trademark rumor or like a leak somewhere, but I remember hearing about this game for at least a year, and it's been officially revealed, and it's Bethesda said it's their next gen game, so PS5, Xbox 2, or whatever they're going to call it. Maybe it'll even come out on PS4 and Xbox One, because it's, you know, it's like a lot of games do when new consoles come out, they have one on both because it's just the install base and stuff. And then they said the game they're working on after Starfield is Elder Scrolls 6. So that's really exciting for the people who've been wanting that game since Skyrim, pretty much. You know, it's been quite some time since Skyrim came out. It came out in 2011, I believe. So, you know, that's cool for people who care about the Elder Scrolls. Again, I don't. I also forgot to mention there's a really cool collector's edition for Fallout 76 where you get a power armor helmet. And it's pretty cool. And if you happen to be lucky enough to get the Pip-Boy edition of Fallout 4, you can combine them and be a pretty nerdy person. And I approve. And that was the Bethesda press conference. And all in all, it was pretty good. Not a whole lot that I personally cared about, but, you know, it was a good conference. I liked how they made fun of the Walmart leaks and they made fun of Nazis, and that's pretty cool and all, you know. So, but now that Bethesda's over, let's move on to Ubisoft. They did start out the press conference, surprisingly, with Just Dance 2019 or 18, I think 19. They always do some kind of weird dance-off for Just Dance, and it's how I feel about Just Dance at the Ubisoft press conference is how I feel about FIFA or Madden at EA conference. Like, we know it's coming, shut up, we don't care. Like, those are not, like, core gamer games. I mean, they sort of are, but they come every year, we know what they're all about, you don't need to show us. Now again, also, like the last video, I'm not necessarily going in order of how the press conferences went, I'm just going off the IGN breakdown article, so I'm just going by order of how they're listed on here. So the next thing is the Assassin's Creed Odyssey official reveal, which was leaked to use some merch, and then there's like on Twitter, see you at E3. Now I do have a lot of thoughts about this game. It looks really good and looks like it can be a really great game, but it does not look like an Assassin's Creed game. This game seems more like it wants to be an ancient Greek RPG, which is fine, but it's using the Assassin's Creed name and it's not very Assassin's Creed. I think the biggest reason for that is because Assassin's Creed is an established brand and people know what it is. So if someone under the Ubisoft brand wanted to make a historical action game like that, just slap Assassin's Creed on it because it's similar concept and it'll sell better because people know what Assassin's Creed is. But all in all, the game looks pretty interesting. I really like ancient Greece and I like Greek mythology and that kind of stuff, so I'll probably play this one. I haven't played Origins yet, but ancient Egypt doesn't interest me as much as ancient Greece. They showed a new trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. It annoys me that it's called 2 and it's a prequel. I hate when they do that. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption 2. But also, I never played the first one, so I don't really know anything. I don't really know what's even going on in this game, but pretty cool for people who care about that. Again, Division stuff, I don't care. They talked more about Skull and Bones, which is that pirate game that they came out with. I was hoping more so this would be more like Black Flag. But I mean, I guess it sort of is with the like boat and sailing mechanics, but it's not as action-y and adventure-y as Assassin's Creed, which I guess is fine because it's not being Assassin's Creed, it's a different thing. But I think it'd be pretty cool if it was like an open world pirate game where you can be a pirate, even if you created a pirate and got to explore and do pirate things versus just ship battles. I mean, I guess I don't really know too much about it, but I don't know, this game doesn't really intrigue me the way I was hoping it would. For Honor DLC, still haven't played that game, it looks interesting though. It reminds me of that old show from Spike called Ultimate Warrior, where they took, here's this ancient class of warrior, and here's this other ancient class of warrior, what would happen if they fought? That show was really cool. That Toys to Life game that Ubisoft revealed last year called Starlink, right? Yes, Starlink Battle for Atlas. On the Switch version, it's exclusively going to have Star Fox, which is obvious but awesome. So that was pretty cool. The trailer looked interesting. This game actually seems pretty interesting. I wonder how much you can actually play without getting all the chips and stuff. I wonder if they're absolutely necessary. I'll probably play this game. I might... See, I usually play all my games on PS4, but I might get the Switch version either as well or just by itself because of Star Fox. A new Trials game was revealed called Trials Rising, and it looks like Trials, which is a really fun game. I really like the mobile one, Trials not Evolution. I don't remember what it's called, but it was the mobile Trials game. I like that one a lot. Then I have Trials Fusion on PS4, and that one's fun as well. Mario plus Rabbids DLC for Donkey Kong looks like fun. I haven't played Mario plus Rabbids yet, but I don't know, maybe I will someday. That Transference game with Elijah Wood or whatever was shown off again. I have no idea what the hell it is. It's a horror game apparently, and it's VR. I don't care. It's Crew 2 open beta, don't care. Rainbow Six Siege tournament stuff, don't care. And that was it for Ubisoft. All in all, I think it was a pretty weak conference for Ubisoft. There's some cool stuff, but not a lot of super exciting things, especially not for me. Every year I always wish for a new Prince of Persia because I really like those games, but I don't know if we're ever going to get one again. Like, not exactly thrilled about the direction Assassin's Creed has been going in. Like, my favorite era of Assassin's Creed was Ezio trilogy, and I kind of wish they were more like that again. But, you know, series has to evolve, I understand that, but when they stray too far from what initially made them what they were, it kind of bothers me a little bit. Although I've gotten into series because they were different than their other ones, I guess, like Final Fantasy 15, for example. But I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I know people agree with me on that, but there's those people who don't. And I don't know, it's a weird topic, I guess. Now that Ubisoft is done with, let's go to Sony. What am I looking at? So Sony's press conference started out very strange. It started out with a guy playing a banjo, and that was weird. And then they showed off some Last of Us 2, which can be controversial. I don't care. I played the first Last of Us, remastered to be specific. I thought the game was fine. It didn't like stand out to me. The story was cool, and there was emotion in it, but like as a game, it was okay. And I'm also not into horror things, and the whole zombie trope is boring to me. But whatever. I actually remember when I was watching the trailer, they showed the part where Ellie and whoever her girlfriend is were like making out, and my mom was in the room with me. She's like, video games have lesbians? And I thought that was pretty funny. But after they showed some gameplay for The Last of Us 2, they moved on to, they had an intermission or whatever. I was like, you showed off one game, you were having an intermission? What? And everyone's like, what the hell is this? Then they moved on to a new theater, and they showed off Ghost of, I can't remember how to pronounce it, but the new Sucker Punch game. And they had a guy playing, I forget what's it called, but that Japanese flute. And I was like, okay, enough with the musical act, Sony, come on. But they showed off that game, and it kind of looks like Japanese Assassin's Creed. So that looks very interesting, and I might actually play that. Then they showed off a new Death Stranding trailer, and it was, what? I really have no idea what this game is. I'm pretty sure people only hype for it because Kojima's involved, and I've never been a fan of Metal Gear, so I don't really care. But maybe this game can be really interesting and cool, but I have no idea what the hell it is. I don't think even Kojima knows what the hell it is. Resident Evil 2 Remake finally got a trailer and a release date. It comes out 25th of January. Don't know why I said it like that. I'm American. It looks like Resident Evil 2. I'm not into horror games or zombie stuff, so you know, I don't really care. Got a new Spider-Man trailer and it looks pretty cool. You're like chasing Electro through a prison, and he like gets a bunch of other enemies who escape, and it kind of like have a Sinister Six like gathering at the end there. And yeah, this game looking like it's gonna be really fun. I didn't even notice this in the press conference, but I guess From Software is making a VR game called I don't know how to pronounce that word, but I don't really care about From Software games because I'm not into Dark Souls because they're annoyingly hard. And like I'm not like a guy who's like just doesn't like hard things or challenging video games, but like it's like you have to like be so patient and learn how to figure out the game to a certain point where I just don't want to do that. Neo 2 was announced, which I'm surprised happened so soon. That game just came out like last year. But I don't know, this is kind of the same thing with Dark Souls. Don't care because it's just the type of challenge that I don't really have the patience to learn. A new game by Remedy, who made Max Payne and Alan Wake and Quantum Break, I think, called Control. It looks interesting. You like have like force powers. It looks pretty interesting. We got a really cool trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 featuring parts of the Caribbean world, and oh my god, that game looks fantastic. I'm not going to go too much depth here because I talked about more Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff in other videos, so you know, I'll just move on. This new game by Justin Roiland, who created Rick and Morty. Still haven't watched that show yet, but called Trover Saves the Universe, and it looks like a 3D platformer. It's on both there's PSVR and there's regular PS4, and it looks fairly interesting. It's like a 3D action platformer, and I like those styles of games, so maybe I'll check it out. God of War getting a New Game Plus mode, which seems interesting. Maybe I'll go back and try to get the platinum with the New Game Plus, but we'll have to see when the time comes. Black Ops 4 is getting maps from Call of Duty, or from Black Ops 1, 2, and 3. Don't care. Also, I don't know if it's still available. Black Ops 3 was free in PS Plus. I didn't even bother downloading it because I don't care. Destiny 2 stuff. don't care. And that was Sony. So this video is actually getting kind of long, so I actually might do a third E3 video. So yeah, that was, I covered Bethesda, Sony, and Ubisoft. And this is the left is Square Enix and Nintendo. And that video should be shorter because they had pretty short press conference, well, videos, you know, the thing, whatever you want to call it. But overall, I thought Sony's was kind of meh as well. I feel like it was weird. It started out the show with The Last of Us, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take a break and talk to you guys for a minute," and I'm like, "What?" So that was weird, and not too much stuff that I really cared about. I don't really know what they could have shown. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of games that like Days Gone didn't show. But you know, it's fine because I don't care about the game in the first place. I think there's a lot of stuff that are not being showed because they're probably for a next generation platform, PS5 presumably, which I feel like the PS4 just came out, but it came out 2013 and it's, you know, halfway through 2018 already. So 2020, 2021 around that is not really that outrageous for a new console. But I feel like there's probably a bunch of new stuff that they have in development that could be ready to be announced, but or maybe not, and they're going to wait until PS5 is closer, or they're going to announce them at next E3, and they'll come out on both PS4 and PS5. I don't know. We'll have to see when the time comes, but yeah, I'm going to end this video here. Like I said, that was Sony, Ubisoft, and Bethesda, and all three kind of like not too spectacular for me, mainly because it didn't show much that I cared about. But I don't know. What did you guys think about these press conferences this year at E3? And also make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe for this video. And go to my other channels, the band channel and my Let's Play channel that will be in the end card. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'll just make another E3 video, I guess, for weekly gaming news because there's a lot. So, and it hasn't really been much else coming out because E3 was just so soon. So it makes sense, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.